With the new year, will we see a new real estate market? This is your January 2025 housing market update. And I've got some fast value for you real quick. I got three major bullet points. Number one, the winter market did not slow down prices as much as I certainly expected. Number two, the sellers kept their homes off of the market, I think because of how slow the market actually became. Slow in the sense of a lot of homes just weren't moving. Number three, available inventory dropped from a peak of 4,700 to a bottom right now of 3,100 homes on the market. That's the fast value. Let's go into a little bit more detail. Now, we break this down into different sections. Now, the important thing to understand here, this is January's market update, but this came from last month's numbers. So this is really the data from December, but this is going to show us transitioning into the new year. So the first section we're going to cover is new listings. These are new homes that hit the market in the last month, so in the month of December. And this was really low, which isn't really surprising at all. A lot of sellers chose not to list, where I think we could have seen more inventory if the market was picked up a little bit. However, we saw about 1,000 new homes hit the market in December, which is as low as we've seen, but it's lower than normal. I guess I'll leave it at that. So new listings isn't really anything surprising. We'll kind of breeze past this one because it's really low in December every year. It wasn't really a big change here. All right, so let's get to available listings. Now, at the end of the year, we really saw available listings really fall off the cliff. There were a lot of people that didn't list because the market was slow. And on top of that, tons of people took their homes off the market because the market was slow. That leads to us going from a really high point last year of 4,700 homes on the market down to a really low 3,100. As you can see, where the amount of homes on the market right now is just a little bit more than last year. So that part's definitely good. But overall, this is something that's trending upwards, which is really, really good to see. And at the turn of the year, which where we're at now, we are very likely to see us start to go back to a normal market in regards to the number of available listings that are on the market. Now, for closed sales, this is an exciting one. We had 1,634 closed sales last month, which was a huge increase from the same time last year. A 24% increase from the number of homes that sold. This shows how slow the market was 2 years ago, to be quite frank, or last year, to be frank, but we are still way away from normal. This last month was actually busy, which if that tells us anything, and we're already seeing this as I'm filming this, we're a week into January already, we are already seeing tons of activity with our team of people who are doing deals right now in January. December, believe it or not, as a company for us, was actually one of our bigger months of the whole year. So that brings us to days on market. This is the next thing we're going to look at, and this is showing two kind of different stories, if you will. It's a little bit misleading. Is days on market has gone up tremendously over it's been chunking up every single month, but it's still really low. Now, a huge 42% increase year over year of days on market, meaning that it pretty much doubled, is misleading because it went up from 9 to 20. So it's 20 days. It's still super fast. But at the same point, it doesn't really show the story because days on market is calculated by the homes that sold. How long were they on the market before they went under contract? That's assuming they went under contract, right? The homes that are sitting aren't factored into this. So the 20 days on market is for the homes that look good and are priced right. Meaning if you price your home right, it looks good and it's marketed well. Those are the three factors to sell your home, at least for a good price. That means that it's going to take 3 weeks on the market on median for all of Orange County, all price points, versus the homes that don't look good, that are missing one of those three. Looks good, priced right, marketed well. If it's missing one of those three, they just didn't sell this winter. So this is where this number is a little bit deceiving. We will likely continue to see this increase as time goes on, but what's going to happen is we're going to see some of those homes that have been sitting on the market for longer sell, and that will increase this, while the homes that look good, priced right, marketed well will probably sell faster. And the median home price for December ended at $1.134 million, which is down a little bit from the peak was 1.15 or 1.175, somewhere in that ballpark. But prices didn't really drop nearly as much as anybody, including especially myself, expected in the winter markets. Supply really dwindled down very fast, and that was a large part because a lot of sellers took their homes off the market. But supply and demand was right on par with each other, and we saw over the course of the year, we saw a 6% appreciation. So while prices ticked down technically in December a little bit, overall for the year we were still up for 6%. Now, as far as interest rates go, we've been kind of bouncing back and forth between the mid 6s and the low 7s. We've pretty normalized that we're in a 7% market. We really got down to the low 6s for a heartbeat, and then it bounced right back up to this is just kind of where we're at right now. Interest rates, there's been a ton of noise and not a whole lot's actually happened. We had an election, in case anybody was under a rock, and the Fed has been talking about lowering interest rates for a year now, it seems like, and they've lowered rates a few times. And if you don't understand the federal funds rate and what the Fed is doing and how that compares with mortgages, they're not tied one-to-one. So the mortgage market moves independent of whatever the Fed does. And all that really means is a fancy way of saying, we have a general idea that mortgage rates are going to continue to trend down over time. They're just not going to move as fast as a lot of people said. I think that where we're at right now is probably about where we're going to be, and we're going to very, very slowly see this taper down. In conclusion, this housing market update, December was incredibly slow. Rates stayed high, sellers stayed off the market, and prices only came down slightly. Now, moving into 2025, which is where we're at right now, so let's talk about what's actually happening. There's been an explosion of activity. There's been a lot of homes that have come off the market and that are going to come back on the market, and there's a lot of homes that are just straight up coming on the market. Here's a few interesting stats. I got some numbers here. I want to make sure I get this right. In the last 7 days, this is from me filming this. In the last 7 days, 69 coming soon listings. These are added to the marketplace. 69 coming soon listings, 276 new listings, 146 back on the market, 187 price changes, and then homes that just were taken off the market that will very likely return very quickly. 264 listings expired, meaning they fired their agent, they weren't happy with them. And 185 listings were removed, meaning the agent may or may not have got fired, but the listing was removed from the MLS. All of those are likely to go back on the market within the next, I would say, probably 30 days or so. So overall, if we're looking ahead, we are going to see more inventory hitting the market. I think we're going to see more homes sell this year. That doesn't necessarily mean now, but we're seeing a lot of activity. So the message from Onyx Homes to you as maybe thinking about moving in 2025 is try to get ahead of the herd, or actually get ahead of the herd. If you're thinking about buying, it's getting out there and seeing all of the inventory, not just the new stuff, because if you're scrolling on your phone through Zillow, Redfin, Realtor.com, or any of our websites, you're probably only seeing the newest listings when the deals are hidden in the old ugly listings that do not look good, are not priced right, and certainly aren't marketed well. If you're selling your house, listen to what I just said. Make sure that you are planning your listing ahead of time. Throwing your listing on the market and hoping for the best worked in 2020 and 21 and half of 22 does not work at all right now. If you miss on any of the three, looks good, priced right, marketed well, you're going to lose a lot of money. So buyers, get ahead of it, book a strategy session. Sellers, get your planning ready to get your home on the market. Let's make a game plan. So either way, go to onyxhomes.com, click on the buy button or the sell button. And if you're doing both, I'd probably start on the buy side. I hope you found this valuable. Again, my name is Christian Stubbs. I appreciate you watching. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you on the next one.